Hey everybody, Captain V from AllPro. Glad that you're tuning in. I've been getting some questions about the sliding blackfish rig that we use. I want to show you how to make it and I want to tell you why we use it. I did not invent this rig. I take zero credit. Maybe we made a couple little changes or alterations to it, but for the most part, it's been around forever. It's great. It's not pretty. I won't bring it home to your mother. I mean, some people make some great looking blackfish jigs. They work, they're effective, they crush the blackfish. But if you're someone that wants a little more sensitivity, want a little more feel of that blackfish nibbling, you're gonna wanna try this sliding rig out. I like it for a couple of reasons. One is that it doesn't really snag up at all. You can fish the wrecks with it and so forth, and it doesn't snag up. Two, it allows me to change weights. If the current is stronger than I anticipated, it's real simple for me to just switch and add more weight to it. Number three, it allows me complete sensitivity of that fish nibbling on the bait. And number four, it allows me to float the bait out and move the bait back and forth a little bit and play with that bait a little bit to give a better presentation and maybe entice that temperamental blacksmith, blackfish to come over until I kind of nibble on it. Now listen, there are some great tog fishermen out there. I mean, there's absolutely great tog fishermen out there. And they'll tell you to use something else or do something else, and that's okay. I'm just giving you an option here. So let's get to it. The first thing you want to set up with, or start with, is double assist hooks. I like using a 4.0 or a 5.0 hook. That's this here. These are 7.0. Too big of a hook to 7.0. I like going with the 4.0 or the 5.0. I also like using some glow-in-the-dark, a little sparkle stuff on them. I don't have them in stock right now on the smaller size, so I'm going without it. The reason why you want to go with double assist hooks is because it allows you to fish a whole crab or a half a crab. You could put a half on this side, you could put a half on this side, you could put a whole crab on and put it in, and the whole crab this way, so you have a presentation of the whole crab. You could put a half a crab and you put this in half on one side of it and this on the other side of it. So that's what's great about using the double assist hooks. So how do we do it? Okay, this is where some people will disagree with me, and that's okay that you disagree with me. I use direct braid. I don't use fluoro. I don't use monofilm. I go with direct braid. Why? I don't want there to be any give. Okay? I also want to feel every little tap that occurs on that line. So I want to go with braid. So that's why I use braid. The first thing I do, and you probably can't see this, and I don't think the fish could see it either. That's why I'm not overly concerned about, toxing the line. I use between a 30 and 50 pound braid. It doesn't really matter. I think maybe if you're fishing in really heavy structure, you might want to go with a 50 pound braid. If not, 30 pound is fine. I will try to get some footage put in here to show you how it's done, a little bit more of a close-up. But basically what I do is I do a Palomar knot on my double assist hooks. So for those who aren't overly familiar with the Palomar knot, here's my tag end. We're just gonna bend it down and, make it easy on yourself. Use a big tag, make big loops. It's all good, okay? So we're going to make a loop like this. I'm gonna send it through the hook, like that. We're gonna do an overhand knot, like this. Okay, you don't want to completely cinch it down. Then you're going to send your hooks through the loop. Pull this all up to the top here. And then you're going to slide down here You could grab this with your hand or your mouth, doesn't really matter. I use my mouth. Like that. And there you go. So that's the Palomar knot. I'll do a close-up on it so you can see it. Maybe I'll use a different color line so you can see it easier. Then you got your tag end here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to snip the tag end. Like that. That's not going anywhere. It's not going to slip. You're good. Now, what I'm recommending is that you go a full span, arm span of line. Okay? And we're going to cut it. Then you want to use a bead. I don't care what color bead. I don't think it really matters. We have glow in the dark. You want glow in the dark bead, we could use glow in the dark bead. And we're just going to thread a bead on it. The reason why we thread a bead is we just want to keep the weight from banging into the hook. Some people don't use a double assist hook. They just use like a singular hook. So therefore it might bump into the knot itself on the hook. We don't really have that problem. We put a bead just so there is a little space in there. So that's what we have. So you got your bead. Now you slide on your weight. So here's an egg sinker, standard egg sinker. We're just going to slide it on there. Done. There you go. This is basically your rig now. You were basically officially done. On this end here, this is where we kind of do things a little different. So some people are going to agree, some people aren't going to agree, and that's okay. What we do here is we just do a double overhand knot here, so kind of. So we do is you make a loop here, and then we're going to go in once this way with it. Then you're going to go right back through that same loop. And again, I'll try to get a close-up for this so you can see it. And we lock it in. And now you have a loop here that doesn't slide at all with the braid. You got to go through that loop twice with the end. If you don't, it's going to slide on you, especially with braid. You can kind of get away with it with like mono or fluoro, but with braid it will slip. If you go through it twice, not slipping, not going anywhere. Then just cut off your tag. Now, the reason why we do not go to a swivel, okay? Some people will put tie this to a barrel swivel, and then you can connect the barrel swivel to your quick clip or to your snap swivel or your fishing line. We don't. We go this way, just like this. And why? The reason why we do it this way is because I've got a 2-ounce egg sinker on here right now. And that's how it looks. And let's say we drop it down. And when we drop it down, it doesn't hold. So we can easily bring it back up with this end, just feed it through another weight. This is 6 ounces. So in a matter of a few seconds, not even a few seconds, maybe a second, I now have 8 ounces on my Tautog Rig. And that will hold. You could put another 6 ounce, and 12, and so forth. You can put as much weight as you want. Now, why do we like it? Because with your crab on this end, that crab could now float. These don't move because you got enough weight. So they're not moving. And now you have your crab here, and you can let out a little line and let your crab, move around. Or you could pull the line in and bring your crab back. And remember, there's a current. So if you give a little line, your crab's going to go with the current. The weights will stay and the current will take the crab up. And you can pull it back. And that's kind of what we like about this, is because you could kind of slide it back and forth and get it in the right strike zone and entice the fish. And that's it. That is the sliding blackfish rig. It's easy enough to take the weights off if you want. The only thing that I do forewarn you is that you want to check this. This is not something you want to keep for 5 years. This is a cheap setup. This doesn't take much. This is a couple of trips. You want to just make sure that you don't, wear out here, because you never want to, have this break on you. But, for the most part, I get a few trips out of this. It's not a big deal. It's easy enough, especially if you make it long enough. If you see, you know what, you're wearing it a little bit here or there, you know what, you cut it, right? Bing, bang, boom, done. And you just go, you just tie another loop on here. But that's it. That is a sliding blackfish rig. Not hard. Anyone could do it. You just need egg sinkers, a la that. I recommend using double assist hooks right here. I like using braid. Yes, it could get a little tangled here or there, but you're a fisherman. You're paying attention. But it gives me complete sensitivity. It's amazing. You just a little bit, you could feel that. And that's the key. You could feel that. If this was all one piece, like this was like attached, that blackfish would have to pull that weight up, that 6 ounces or that 4 ounces, have to pull that weight up before you actually feel it. And then you got the current and everything else going on. So with this here, you could actually if you're just nibbling on it, and he could swim away, and so you could set that hook. Boom. I love it. It's what I go with. Try it out. Remember, February 9th, 2020. It's a Sunday. I think it's a Sunday after the Super Bowl. We got the AllPro Fishing Expo and Workshop. The expo is going to be bigger and better. We got great manufacturers moving in and coming in and show off some stuff. We got some stuff for the kids. The workshops are great. We expanded to offshore, so we're going to be able to go over tuna and sharking and techniques. We got some great manufacturers there. We're going to talk about bass and different techniques there for inshore fishing. Come check us out. That's February 9th, Sunday, 2020 at the Hilton Hotel in Melville, Route 110. They also call it Broad Hollow Road. Come see me, shake my hand, say hello. I will see you there. If you have any questions, hit us up. See you later.